I need you all to understand one thing about me. Monsters Inc. is and always will be my favorite movie of all time. Just go check my Letterboxd, or my Disney Plus profile picture, or my Ask FM in 2013. In all seriousness, I hold this movie to an incredibly high standard. In my humble opinion, it is pure genius. So I thought I would rank every single Monsters Inc. character for absolutely no reason. In saying that, let's get into the ranking system. So at the top, we've got the GOAT. They are undeniably the greatest of all time. No one can say a bad word about them. We love them forever. In our A tier, we've got Good Egg. You can't really hate on them. They're solid, respectable. We appreciate them. In our third rank, we've got You Aight. I don't have any major qualms with you, but you're just not outstanding. Sorry, Miss Girl. And at the bottom, we've got Nah. No, thank you. Okay, I'm kind of gonna do them in random order. I'm also curious to know if you guys agree with my opinion. But anyway, James P. Sullivan. Why'd I use his government name? Sully. I'm putting Sully in Good Egg. I feel like that's the best way to describe him. He's a good egg. He's trying to do the right thing. You know, he's got morals. He's likable. We love Sully. And I guess after Sully, we've got to do Mike is going straight into S tier. I mean, come on. There's absolutely no other tier ranking that this one-eyed beach bowl deserves to sit at besides S tier. So he's going in the GOAT. Mike is the GOAT. If anyone has any disagreements with me about this, fight me in the comments. I dare you. Okay, I'm really doing them in random order, but next character, Tony. Now, Tony's only really in one scene, but I'm gonna put him in Good Egg. He encourages the guys on their way to work, gives them free fruit or whatever monsters eat in that universe, because it's not fruit. I don't think it's fruit.
Oh my god, what is that? Oh my god, what is that?
Also, the fact that they use odorant instead of deodorant always cracks me up.
George Sanderson. I feel like not everyone would agree, but I'm kind of indifferent about George, actually. I feel for the guy. I mean, the amount of 2319s that get cold on this guy, poor fella. But as a character, I feel like he doesn't really add too much for me personally. So he's going in You Aight. Okay, another person going into this category. This may be a bit harsh, but Boo. Boo is going into You Aight because she's aight. I mean, she's also a child. Am I being too harsh? There would be no plot without her. I understand that. There's no hate, no qualms, but just not my favorite. Also, I think just the screams. Sometimes I'll put this movie on. I don't think you guys know how many times I've watched this movie. I don't even know how many times I've watched this movie. I can recite it start to finish. Like, I loved it. Guys, I love this movie. Sometimes I'll put this movie on if I'm trying to get to bed. I'm very much a chuck on a movie while you're trying to sleep kind of girl. But Boo's scream is always something that wakes me up. Honestly, it's for that reason that she's in this tier. I'm so sorry. Randall. Randall is going into the nah category. If we were talking about the characters in respect to all the movies, all of them being two, but there's also a couple TV shows and whatever. If we're going based on all of those things, I feel like I would bump Randall up into You Aight because in the beginning of Monsters University, he's not the worst. He has good intentions and all that stuff, and then he has his little villain arc. We're ranking these characters solely on the first movie. I just can't get the image of him stomping on Sully's feet out of my mind, and I can't put him anywhere else with that image in my head. Okay, another person, or shall I say people, going into this category is Needleman and Smitty. I apologize profusely for grouping them together. I understand they're individuals, they have their own personalities. I can respect that. But I would have just said the same thing about them. They just kind of annoy me though. They seem like the type of people who will more often than not spit on you while talking to you. That's also me doing the most. Miss Nesbit. Miss Nesbit is going into the You Aight ranking. There's really not much to her. I have no qualms with her either. She's more there for the plot. Also, it always confused me why there was a teacher in the scare floor. I guess they do a lot of field trips. We're going back to a classic. Roz. Roz is going straight into You know what? I was gonna put Roz in Good Egg, but I think I need to bump her up to the GOAT. Yeah, she's a GOAT. Get up there, baby girl. Miss Flint. I don't know if a lot of you remember her, but she's in one of the first scenes. Miss Flint is going straight into Good Egg. I feel like she's the type of person to not take any nonsense, and I like that. She stands on business. She kind of gives off boss girl energy. Moving on. Fungus. Fungus You Aight. I know he's Randall's assistant, and so he's technically a bad bad guy, but he has a bit of heart, you know? Like, you can tell he feels bad, he has remorse. If this character had a backbone, he would be bumped up a tier list, for sure. But he doesn't. Okay, another person going in this category, and I feel like this might be a controversial opinion. The Abominable Snowman. Now hear me out. I know he's lovable and friendly and welcoming and all this stuff. These are all qualities of a good character, but I honestly get really annoyed by him. Mike and Sully are fully having a friendship ending fight, and all he can do is offer snow cones. It's a little jarring for me. I get it's coming from a good place. We love you for that. But you Ite in my books, another not so important character that I've decided to rank, Charlie. If you don't know Charlie, Charlie is George Sanderson's assistant, and Charlie unfortunately is going in the nah category. He's low-key a snitch. He's called 2319 on George one too many times. If you guys are actually mates, that's messed up. So Charlie, I hate to say it, but nah. Mr. Water News. I feel like you guys are already gonna know where I'm gonna put him, but he's going in nah. The amount of nightmares I used to have as a child that involved Mr. Water News was ridiculous. I used to have this one recurring nightmare where he was chasing after me like he was to Sully, like at the end of the movie. And you know how he scales the walls? Oh, that was ingrained in my brain. And it would always be that scene of him chasing me. Still haunts me to this day. Therefore, there is no other tier group for him to be in besides the bottom. There's so many characters. Celia, or shall I call her Schmutzy Poo, Googly Bear. You best believe I call my dog Googly Bear all the time. Celia is going straight to the GOAT. Why is she kind of a baddie? Baddie, pose for me. Nah, no tummy. If he ain't calling me Smoochy Poo, I don't want it. She's goated for so many reasons. First and foremost, she a baddie. Point blank. Period. Nobody can fight me on that. She stands up for herself. Also, love that about her. And she stands up for Mike. And she misdirects the crowd. It's great. She's just the GOAT. I love that girl. Okay, another character that maybe some of you have forgotten about is Jerry. He's going straight to Uite. Jerry is a professional. Okay, let's not get it twisted. He runs the scare floor operations. You know, he does his job. He does it well. I mean, there's that one funny scene with, it's like, we're on in 7. And he's got like 7 fingers on his hand. It's funny. I appreciate it. But him as a character, not much to him. I get he's like a secondary character. Okay, we won't talk about that. Lanky Schmidt. I don't even know if these names are like completely accurate. I did a lot of research on Monsterpedia and Pixar Wiki and all these random websites. And I don't know if all the names are completely correct. I know a lot of the secondary characters are named after people who were involved in making the movie. So I don't know if Schmidt is like a last name of someone, but Lanky Schmidt, regardless, we will rank him. He's going into the bottom tier. He is. And let me tell you why. This specific scene where he says,
"Well, a kid flew right over me and blasted a car with its laser vision."
That's funny. Hey, you're funny. But this represents a major issue that we are having worldwide. The spreading of misinformation. It is not a joke, especially in today's day and age, guys. This is so serious. This is a PSA announcement, okay? Let's not spread misinformation. And for that reason alone, Lanky is going at the bottom. Nah. Pete Claus Ward. I think his name is meant to just be Claus. This is another one of those things where it's like, I think they were named after someone in production. Claus is also going in nah, because why are you such a wuss? Your job title is scarer, and you're so scared of almost being touched by kid. Emphasis on almost. Crybaby behavior. I feel like he has mommy issues. Sorry, Claus. You're going at the bottom. And moving on to his assistant, Chuck. Chuck is a good egg, in my opinion. The fact that Chuck is Claus's assistant and he smacks him right in the face, that is elite behavior. I love this guy. So he's a good egg in my book. And finally, the moment we've all been waiting for. My favorite character, Mr. Bile. Or shall we call him Phlegm?
All right, Mr. Bile, is it?
My friends call me Phlegm.
It's so funny. Okay, after Mike, I feel like Phlegm has a lot of good lines in the movie.
Leaving the door open is the worst mistake any employee can make because...
It could let in a draft?
It's so funny. Oh my god. I freaking love this character so much. I think he's so funny. An underrated favorite. So that was every single Monsters Inc. character ranked in tier list format. You're welcome. Also, I know there's other characters, but I didn't include the ones that didn't have any lines. So the ones included here at least say something in the movie. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this very necessary tier list ranking. If you did happen to enjoy this video, give it a like. Let me know if you agree or disagree with any of these rankings. I would love to know your opinions. If you aren't subscribed already, consider subscribing. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe. Maybe. Yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!
Ayy, I got the recipe, never gonna let any op get the best of me. Thought it was distance, but haters is next to me.